Hello everyone, this is Yoshi542, and today we're gonna do another two videos of another Chinese heavy tank, but this time instead of the 110, it will be the Tier 9 heavy, the WZ-111 Model 14, or just the 111. The map we're playing on will be Komarin. This map was recently re-released in patch 8.8. And my team will be spawned on the southern end of the map. So, I'm going to increase replay speed so we can get started. Okay, we're now at 1x, and I'm using the fixed cam, or the following cam mode. I decided to go up the middle with this M46 Patton, an I-6, and I believe a Panther II as well. Yes, the Panther II. I almost fall off there, but I cleverly do not. I'll be heading to the right side of this island, and immediately my teammates spot a T-69, as well as an AMX-1390. I get a good shot on the T-69 here. I track him and I hit his engine and light him up. So that's a great one shot. And it nearly kills him, but a teammate finishes him off and jacks my kill, which is unfortunate. I move over to this building and I get shot twice. One hits the track and another one damages me. The Jagdpanzer hit both my tracks, which was pretty lucky actually. And it was a T-34 that did near 400 damage to hit me. So, you see me type stuff on chat knowing it east, which is actually incorrect. I mean west, but I fixed that error. There you go. West, sorry. And now we see an M103. So I back up. I want to see if I can get a shot, but he's behind that house, or at least using that house for cover from my angle, my perspective. I foolishly back up here, but I don't really expose too much myself. They don't spot me. So I try to angle backwards. Hopefully I can get a more open shot. And I see this 152. I go for the shot. Below average roll, but sufficient. Takes him to nearly half health. And right now, island is basically uncontested, or the center of the map. I take that shot as well to the 152, but it does not hit him. And as you can see, he's down to 283 because one of my teammates shot him. I want to try another shot. Kind of hard to get an angle here, but I actually get it. You're going to see a recurring theme in this game specifically. I get some really nice clutch shots into this game, with this tank in particular. I consider the gun of the 111 to be fairly good. It has the same gun as the IS-7, which is 130mm, and it does about 490 damage on average. Pretty good for a Tier 9 heavy tank, in my opinion. And the aim time and accuracy, especially for a Tier 9 heavy tank gun, is fairly good. Fairly good. That's the main strength of this tank. But I'll discuss more about that in a future video as an overview for the 111. Now we see a T-95 slowly crawling his way up here. And I get a nice shot here, as you can see. And he's turning my direction, but those logs are kind of blocking him, so even if he shot at me, he wouldn't pull it off. This Patton is going for a shot. Same with the Panther II. They want to try to hit him with the sides because obviously his front is near impenetrable for those guns. I got shot by a Jagdpanzer again, and I got ammo racked, but I fixed ammo rack. I take another shot to the T-95 and 9 damage. Now there's a Tiger who actually is able to kill the Patton that was next to me. He was low health. Go for a shot, and that's a good roll, 520, above average. From halfway across the map, basically. T-95 is still there with below half health. I'm sure the T-95 is trying to figure out what to do, but now he got shot, his engine's damaged, and our team on the eastern side of the map is going to start cleaning up. The T-95 goes down, the Tiger is still there, but I get a really good shot that almost hits his commander's hatch, but with that level of penetration, it doesn't matter. His turret was already to the side. So this point on, we have done at least 4,000 damage, counting a couple of the blind shots, like that one blind shot on the IC-152 that had 283 health that killed him. Probably a bit more, like 4,300 damage, I think. So we're gonna start moving to their spawn and western side. There's the T-44 and a M46 Phantom and a Jagdpanzer all in that area. I take a shot, aim shot, and I believe I hit the commander's hatch of that M46 Phantom. Jagdpanzer is looking at me, but he's aiming straight frontally, and he gets shot by my teammates and dies. I didn't get a shot off him. So I want to go for the T-44 now, since he seems to be the only target lit up by my team. I take a shot, and I get a critical, but no actual damage. Probably the treads. I wait to reload, and I'm going for the Patton now. He's busy with a Type 59. Takes a shot from my teammate. I take a shot, damage him as well. And I believe my team will kill that Patton, which they do. Now there's a GW Panzer that gets spot. Take a shot, and that was a lucky shot. I didn't have him like highlighted in the silhouette. I just took a random pot shot there, and I was able to pull it off again. A lot of lucky blind shots. Teammate shoots a blind one into him, and I shoot a blind one into that T-44, and I finish him off. So this is the blind shot game. This is the game where I just keep firing blind shots, and somehow, some way, I pull it off. So now I do over 5,000 damage. Easily more, considering I blind shotted a T-44, I blind shotted an IC-152, I blind shotted the GW Panther, and oh, game's already over. So, as you can see, the replay's done, and my team mopped them up. 15-4 on Komarin, where we had a really strong push on the eastern end. They cleaned it up. The people on the island, most of us survived, and we crushed west, eventually, by swooping in. The people who were originally at west were able to hold on, and they did their job as we slowly contained them and eliminated them. So we shall view after game stats. So, as you can see here, this is a game where I got sniper. Various tanks were damaged, and I got a fair amount of credits, all things considering. Here's the damage done, over 6,000 damage, 4 kills, and a nice chunk of EXP. Obviously the star there, meaning I did get sniper. Here you could see almost all my shots hit and penetrated. 13 shots fired, 12 hit, and 12 penetrated. The damage, over 6,000 as said, and the potential damage is 1750, which is not bad. I didn't necessarily survive any beatings, but I played a very good support or sniper tank in this game. You can see how much I spent on ammunition resupply. I did use a few heat shells, but for the most part I kind of mixed and matched. I used some AP, I used some heat, and it was enough to do the job. But this was an excellent game to show that RNG can be in your favor for some tanks, and in this case it was definitely in my favor, as I think this is one of the few games where I break over 5,000 damage with this tank. It has a strong gun, but I usually do not do well with this tank in terms of average damage per game. I would say on average I could do maybe 2,000 or maybe even 2,500 damage per game with the 111 Model 1.4. Okay, so we shall move on to the next replay, which is also with the same tank. No black screen this time, I think. As you can see, I'm loading up the replay. Okay, there was a little bit of a black screen. This will be on Himmelsdorf. And if you notice from my past video, this is an 8.9 video, meaning I do have a different icon mod, as you can see on the sides here. Hopefully something temporary until the creator of the previous icon mod that I used in 8.8 will update, but this is sufficient. So you can see on Himmelsdorf, tier 9 match. Fair dispersion of good players and bad players on both teams, but our team has, I believe, more players that are capable of winning. myself included. The M103 has a good win rate. The 110 has a good win rate.
Time to roll out.
The AT-15, so on and so forth. Anyway. So for now, we're going to free camera it while I speed it up a little. Instead of heading towards this, the right side or even up the hill on this map, sometimes I do that, I decide to go over here and I get shot by the WZ-111. I'm going to go into fixed camera now so you can see my POV exactly. I stood over here for a while, hoping that maybe I can catch the tank going through that little pass where that IS-8 is seen, but the IS-8 is obviously not going there. And this AT-15, I'm not sure what he was thinking. He seemed kind of suicidal. He was just rushing up the middle, but he wasn't really facing any opposition. Yet. As he got tracked. Not sure by what, but he got tracked. So I was thinking maybe it's someone from there, but it's not. It's the WZ-111 up on that hill, a different one, that shoots my turret to the side, so he gets an easy shot on me. I realized, okay, luckily that was not a big tank, but a light tank that hit me and damaged me for a little bit. I'm gonna push forward here, or at least more towards the center. Tiger 2 is pushing center. There's a Jagdpanzer holding position. I nearly bumped that Jagdpanzer, kinda do. I'm gonna go up to the right side here, but not to the hill. And this really popular, alley or pass or whatever, I don't know what you want to call it, but this is a very popular spot for TDs and heavy tanks to just brawl with each other on the respective sides of the map. But there seems to be no one here. We have a T-28 prototype that's damaged and an M103 who has full health, as well as myself, which is 3 versus 1. There's an IS-8. He is on his own and he has just a little bit more than half health, less now thanks to that shot from the 103. Myself and the T-28 come in, hoping to get the kill, or at least damaging him. He exposes his lower front plate to me, and I get a shot that does at least 467 damage onto him. I move this way, and I see the Tiger 2. He gets a shot off, and he hits my lower front, I believe. I see his engine. I get a shot and hit his engine with a well above average roll, and I run straight for the spawn, hoping to maybe catch something like a straight tank, artillery, you name it, whatever I could find. Considering the movement speed of the 111, it's pretty mobile actually, especially for a heavy. But as you can see, its speed is 40 kmph on a flat road right now, and going in a straight line. It goes even faster. But me and the Tiger 2 reach a spawn, not finding anyone though. We're both damaged. And here, I hope to go around the corner, maybe shoot someone in the rear. And instead I run into a 152. I try to back up, but I was blocked by the Tiger 2, and I take a big chunk of health. 775 from the ICU. There's a Jagdpanzer as well. And I want to push forward and finish this 152 off, which I do. 2 shots to kill 152, nice and easy. Tiger 2 is going for that Jagdpanzer. And now the Jagdpanzer is kind of hiding, not really. I shoot him and finish him off as well. So, already 2,000 damage. Already at my average. And there's that Tiger 2 who's hiding around this corner, but he exposes quite some weak areas here. Another shot to rear, and he's lit on fire. And I kill him thanks to the fire. Now there's an M53/M55, the American Tier 9 artillery, hiding in the back, hoping to get that shot on the Tiger 2, but he wasn't able to pull it off. I'm gonna start running in. Or at least I thought I would. Here I'm kind of tentative. I'm not sure, should I engage him or should I not? I should have engaged him because he fired about maybe 10 seconds ago and his reload is probably 30 to 40 seconds per shot. He's not an autoloader, so I should have moved in, but I didn't. It was a little late, and you'll see here. But he was exposing his side to me while he was trying to relocate, and I shot him and killed him. 1 shot. Now, I'm going to head back to the spawn because there's a Leopard Prototype A that is just trying to run as far as he can, hoping to maybe steal a cap, get a few pot shots on some people before he eventually dies. C-71 died engaging the Leopard Prototype A. I get a nice shot here. You'll see. And I finish him off. And I actually hit the turret. That wasn't fully aimed, but I hit the turret and he dies. And the replay ends. And then that's another game which shows that with a good team and you could land some shots, this tank is very capable of a lot of damage. You see my health at the bottom here, the bottom left corner, 278 out of 1850. I did quite a lot of damage, most especially from the IC-152. But having said that, we did a good job. We did at least 4K damage, in my opinion, or near 4K damage. We took some shots, but we got 5 kills on a game where our team was, I wouldn't say stacking, but it was close to stacking. So we're going to look at the after replay stats really quick. So as you can see here, I got 53k credits, and my XP was 1531. It's kind of hard to see due to the hunter bad share. Apparently I killed one of the tanks in this list. Oh, I guess it was the Leopard Prototype A, maybe, that I killed that got me this hunter for the feline family. As you can see here, I've hit a lot of tanks. Many tanks, only one shot to damage. And I did kill many of them as well. Here's actual damage. Just under 4,000 with 5 kills. The 110 in our team was able to show that he could do just as much, considering he probably was using the 100mm gun, but I wouldn't know. No kills for him, ironically. Here's the detailed report. All 8 shots were hit and penetrated. I took quite a few shots, as you saw, 278 health towards the end, but it was a good run. I used, I believe, less heat rounds because I wasn't necessarily facing high armored targets this game. I mean, I didn't face, you know, the superstructure of, say, a Yog Tiger or a T-95, something like that. Even though this was a map where you could probably pull off a hull down, I didn't face too many of those. That IS-8 was the closest thing, but he exposes lower front glacis, like as soon as he just bobbed up that hill, and it was a really easy pot shot for me to just damage him with regular AP. Potential damage received a little bit more than the last game, 1840, but this time I actually took more damage because I was penetrated more often compared to that past game. But in the end, here we are, we're done. And the game proved, well, both games, both replays, they proved one point, that the 111 Model 1.4 is a very solid overall tank. It's a strong tier 9 tank because it carries a tier 10 gun. Its turret through the front is pretty well armored and shaped well, and it has really good mobility, especially for a heavy. On flat, hard ground, especially going in a straight line, you could go nearly 50 kilometers per hour, which is exceptional for a heavy tank, which is quite amazing. Obviously, when you start turning, and due to the shape of the tank, it's going to slow down quite a bit, but it still has really good mobility for a heavy tank. The frontal armor is semi-pike hull, only in the upper glacis, but the lower is very flat and easy to penetrate. So it's best to hull down this tank as much as possible. But due to the shape of the tank, it is kind of a bit of arty bait, because it's very flat, and it is kind of long. It's not very compact, it is a heavy, but it has its weaknesses, but it has just as many strong points as well. So in a future video, I will do an overview, and probably another replay if I can, regarding this tank, just to show you a little bit more about it. That ends today's video, so if you actually enjoyed watching this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and that's all for today. This is Yoshi542, signing out.